the IELTS examiner is not testing your knowledge. You can, in fact, not know anything about a topic. The IELTS examiner is only measuring 4 components of your English.
Right.
He's not measuring your knowledge. In fact, you can tell the IELTS examiner you know absolutely nothing about the topic and still get a 9 score. Ask me, an IELTS question about a topic, some obscure topic, okay? Go ahead.
Hi there, Tom. What do you know about Vietnamese art?
Well, to tell you the truth, I know nothing, absolutely nothing about Vietnamese art. But your question is quite intriguing. It brings me back to the time I was in university and I was flipping through a glossy periodical in the reference library in my university. And I remember when I was about 18 years old, I ran across glossy photographs of some French paintings in the museum in France, and I had this urge to travel to France and visit the museums there. And I went to France when I was an adolescent and discovered the beauty of the museums in France, and I grew to have a sense of appreciation of French art through visiting the museums. But and I'm thinking about your question, and I'm thinking, well, maybe perhaps if I visited some Vietnamese museums, I might grow to have the sense appreciation of Vietnamese art and have more knowledge to answer your question. But Mr. IELTS examiner, I know nothing about Vietnamese art. Okay.
Yeah.
So do I know about Vietnamese art? No, I don't. Now, how was my grammar?
Perfect.
Was it okay? How was my pronunciation?
Absolutely. Well, it's all right. No, it was perfect. It was good. It was good.
Okay. See, but that's an example that it's not about your knowledge. It's about your grammar. It's about your vocabulary and such. And, you could use idiomatic language right away. You could say, you know what? My mind went blank. Make a comment about the question. That's a very interesting question.
Yeah.
When you get stuck, it's on the tip of my tongue. These are all idiomatic expressions.
No, that's great advice. It's fantastic. Yeah, you put me on the spot. It's just escaped me. Just you can drop those in. Happy days. Happy days. Good score.
You go study abroad. He's not going to ask you, what's your favorite food? The professor's not going to ask you that. You go study abroad. He's not going to ask you, what's your favorite food? The professor's not going to ask you that. Why are these questions on the IELTS exam? It's because they're testing your ability to use English as a tool, a communicative tool. Can you communicate the idea in your brain to the professor, to your colleagues, to your classmates?
Is there anything else you want to say about the speaking?
Speaking is a skill. And I tell my students, the reason, the only way you get better at speaking is speak more English. I teach at an IELTS language school here, and it's amazing. I walk into that school, and I never hear Vietnamese. The receptionist is speaking English. Even during the break time, they're speaking English. As soon as students, they think the IELTS class is finished, they think that, they should stop speaking English. No, I said, listen. You don't have to speak English to a native speaker. You could speak to another person with your native language. I tell them, listen, if I don't understand your bad English, your classmate's not going to understand your bad English. Okay? So speak English with each other.
Thanks for listening to IELTSPodcast.com. And remember to leave your email for updates and early access to new podcasts.